Thanks for watching The Personal History of Games. I'm your host, Eric Kanius, and this week we have the most special guest of all, at least to me, because it's my wife, Robyn. Having recently finished her master's degree at NYU, Robyn finally had some time to share her stories of childhood friends, Laser Quest, and DDR as we pass the controller back and forth while playing Pokémon Snap for the N64. Here's that conversation.
Yay. No, I don't know, for some reason, even not even just seeing it come up on the screen, but the act of turning on an N64 just feels super nostalgic to me. And then the graphics, I don't know. I think it's because your first console, you're always wow, this is so cool. And so it always feels up to date, even though it's tragically bad.
Definitely. Yeah, I had a PS1, so that PS1 is just that's the sound of me time traveling back in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, but we're here with Pokemon Snap on the N64.
Yeah.
And what made you want to bring this game to the show, Robyn?
So I decided on Pokemon Snap, one, because it's kind of been back in the popular culture because the second one's coming out, which is really exciting. But more so because it's I wanted a game that wasn't an action adventure or a fighting game, if that makes sense, which I feel 90% of games are.
Yeah.
Or if they're not platformers, but I mean even platforms are kind of a type of action/adventure.
Yeah.
Let's do a continue because we have a good game going.
We do.
But yeah, and it's just I think Pokemon Go is one of the really great first examples of a game that, kind of tried something completely different with its play style.
Definitely, yeah. For what you'd expect, especially from the previous Pokemon games, being here's one where you're just on a cart and you take pictures of these Pokemon. Everyone loves looking at them.
Yeah, they're the other ones are all really battle heavy, and I appreciate that this is about just take pictures of these cool Pokemon in nature. Yeah, I like that, and I think games that don't revolve around fighting and stuff are really undervalued.
I agree.
I am going to start with the volcano.
Yeah, hop on in there.
That's my favorite one. Maybe the river is my favorite. I don't know.
There are multiple good levels. It's just the other thing that is rare for these types of games where there's multiple good levels. It's not just the first level. I don't know.
Oh,
Z is for camera.
Oh, right.
And then trigger with... Yeah, there you go.
Steep learning curve. Isn't that a gas? Does something?
Yeah, you have to throw something in there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the Vulpix? I know that you throw apples at them and they follow you.
Ooh.
Hey. Just hit it in the face.
Yes, we previously beat this game, but have since forgotten how to play it.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was during the quarantine.
True.
Oh, there they are.
All right, so do you have any specific memories of playing this game originally when you first got it? What's the kind of mental image you have of the space around you?
So, I guess growing up, I predominantly played video games with my best friend Casey, who is still my best friend. We were childhood friends, met when we were 2 and 4 years old.
Aww.
Yeah, very cute. And so, even if she wasn't there when I first played it, I think it's you just imagine she was probably there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those things where, we watched Pokemon growing up, and it just, sometimes still even though the graphics are horrible, which is one of the reasons I'm so excited for the new one to come out, you just get that sense of wonder of this game really brings those, creatures to life in a way I feel the battle games don't. And so it's just oh my god, we're seeing, right now, a Moltres or a Magmar, and it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, they get a lot more screen time and personality shown in these, as you drive by them in their natural habitat, in quotes, than you do, running into them in the other game and battling them and stealing them and then making them fight for you.
Exactly, and that seems like the main goal in the other ones is it's like their stats, their, abilities and stuff. And here it's just like, it's just cool to see them and to see what you can kind of do with them. I'm also just like a super visual person.
Yeah.
Like I love the visual arts, so a game where the primary goal is to take pictures rather than make things fight is a big win for me.
Definitely, that makes sense.
And that was pretty poor.
That's all right. We pick our pictures and...
Yeah, I don't think any of these are going to... Maybe the Moltres. Did we get... That one's pretty good. Let's try it. It's not really centered. That other Charizard was super good.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever going to beat it.
I think we went pretty hard the first time we played this.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, I'll let you go through them.
All right. Now I have the controller. We'll do a little pass and play.
Yeah, because none of these are going to get any stars.
Nope.
No.
I don't expect it to from either of us. Almost identical. Oh.
Yeah, except for mine was just off center. Really not that far, though.
No, pretty good. It's just a grumpy Charizard. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that first one's so much better.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we did a good job the first time. I guess it wouldn't even been the first time we've played. We've played like 3 times since then.
Yeah.
To get, shots these good.
Oh, yeah, it takes skill. That's the thing. It's like a nice, calm game, but there's a lot of things you could do, things to unlock. I'm just going to start from the start for me.
Yeah, I think that's the other really fun thing about it is that it has all of these kind of little hidden Easter eggs and like things that you can like kind of catch the Pokemon doing or, influence them to do that are really fun.
It's hard to control.
It is. You really have to get used to it.
Yep. Was your household the type to have like a lot of games, or did you just have like a couple that you played a bunch?
So I'm an only child, and my parents know zero about technology, zero about games. Like they are, barely know how to set the time on a VCR type of human beings. But if they could afford it and I wanted a game, they were happy to, get it for me. They weren't anti-video game people at all. They were never going to play with me. I think my dad maybe once or twice played the NASCAR game with me because he's a huge NASCAR fan. But yeah, I remember inheriting a box of N64 games from a family friend when he upgraded to I think a PS2. But it was all these games I maybe played 2 or 3 times and then had very little interest in. Yeah, racing games and sports games, which have never been really my thing. One of them was Wave Racer, though, and that's another classic, and we played that a lot. But yeah, when it came to actually playing the games, me and Casey had a few that we really clung to and really enjoyed until the next new fad came along. Wave Racer was one of them. What else was there? Once I got a PS2, Soul Calibur was big.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was our favorite fighting game. We played a lot of Smash Brothers. Yeah, so we did a lot of the fighting games. And Mario Kart. OG Mario Kart. Actually, is it OG?
No, it's on Super Nintendo.
That's wild. Okay, so N64 Mario Kart. Oh yeah, you're doing way better than I was.
Crushing it.
Except for these are all really blurry.
Hey. That's just the game. That's not me. It's not like they're moving too fast. It's the game.
Like a boomer trying to take a selfie.
Yes,
it's just a blur.
These are all my profile picture. Were you and Casey good at being competitive with each other? It didn't cause any feuds?
Yeah, we were pretty good at it.
That's good. It's hard. I feel like that's hard to find, is those friends that you can play competitive games with and it be fine and not be grumpy about it.
No, exactly. Also, it's I am the older one of us too, and we definitely had a very sisterly relationship. So it was always she kind of got to be second player on all the games, and yeah, she probably lost a little bit more, especially when we were really young, because those couple of years can really make a difference in terms of your skills and abilities. But, you know, she was never like a really, like a bad sport about it or anything like that. I specifically remember one time, though, where we were playing Soul Calibur and she was getting frustrated because I kept winning using Valdo, which she hated. Valdo. Because I would just, like, hump her into the air to death. And so she started playing with her feet just as a, like, I've given up. And she started winning. Which is bullshit.
I don't know what that says about either of yours playing or the Dreamcast or the Soul Calibur game, like how button mashy it was.
Right, exactly. There's just a lot of things wrong with that.
Yeah. That's great, though. I love that.
Well, yeah, no, for the most part, we never got into fights over video games.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat one. Let's see.
Ooh, did you?
Yeah.
Which one?
The Snorlax.
Nice.
I got slightly closer. Professor Oak loves dead Pokemon, so I'm hoping this one, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe. No, pose.
It's pretty funny that you knocked him out with one of those balls. Damn.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this game. I hope they don't, reward you as much for hurting them in the next one.
You're not hurting them, you're just knocking them out and taking photos of them. What's wrong with that? Oh no.
That's a good Chansey.
Yeah,
it's got a good face.
I got real close. Yeah, it's kind of as a sleepy eye.
How did you get that one?
You threw the second ball at it.
Basically,
all you got to do now, since we unlocked that second ball, is just throw the second ball at everything, and something will happen. I crushed it.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr. Oak. Slightly different. Slightly closer. Ooh,
yeah, that was the one that looked really blurry.
Whatever. Yeah, so you already said Pokemon Go and Soul Calibur and that sort of thing. Do you have a PS2 for Soul Calibur then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so my first console was an N64.
Do you remember what brought that to your attention and how you like wanted that or got it, or was it just like, did it just show up?
No, I do remember. A lot of my friends already had consoles, and I knew I wanted one. And like a lot of them had Segas, but like I didn't like the games as much, I guess is what it came down to, right? Like we played a lot of Mortal Kombat and a lot of Sonic, and I was very like, this is okay. And then I watched someone play, or I played Zelda for the N64, and I really liked that. I really liked the graphics a lot better, which is an important thing to me, and I found the story and the gameplay more interesting. And so then when my parents like finally caved and said they would get me one for Christmas, I chose the N64 because it just seemed like more my style.
Cool.
But I can't say I knew like a ton about it. I wasn't like ever a super huge a gaming news person. What would you call it? Like I didn't know the up and coming trends, stuff like that.
That's why I was curious, because like I kind of knew it from watching G4, if that was even a thing when the PS1 came out. But yeah, I was just wondering like where that came from. Did you have like those neighbors that had the Sega then, where you'd like go over to the house and play the weird game? Did you have any of those? Did you also experience the thing of like having friends to just use their things?
No.
Well, that's good.
Like everyone already had the stuff. Like Casey's brother, I guess, was probably the person who I got to experience N64 from the most. And he was like quite a bit older than us. I mean, reasonably enough older than us. And he was playing Conker's Bad Fur Day. And like that was probably one of the like first games I played. Because it had
swears.
Yep.
And references to the Matrix.
Oh God, Casey's dad did not care about that at all. Like just no fucks given about that. But we just played like the multiplayer mode, so I didn't know much about the story mode to begin with. It was like one of the first games I remember having like a pretty decent like co-op capture the flag game in it. Yeah.
Cool.
And we played that a lot and we really enjoyed it. So
cool.
Then that kind of, made me want my own, that and Zelda. And then after a while, I upgraded to the PS2. And that was, again, I was like a late adopter because I can be quite picky about the video games I like.
True.
Yeah. You know
That's
this.
fine. No, that's fine. Everyone has their own taste.
And when Kingdom Hearts
comes.
came out, that was the first game I got for it.
Yes, here we go again. So you were another one of the teenage girls caught up in the Kingdom Hearts.
Well, it was great. It had Disney people in
Yeah.
it. And it was like the parts of Final Fantasy that girls loved, which was like the people and the costumes.
Yes, the hot boys in their buckles.
Yeah. It was like a great combo, you know?
Uh-oh.
Whee! Down into a
This
cave.
kid gives no fucks. He's just put me on the ship, Dr. Oak. Professor Oak. God damn it. I got it wrong like 2 different ways.
Dr. Oak.
I called him Mr. Oak before, too.
It's like someone you're dating's dad. You can't figure out how to properly refer to him.
I'm
Okay.
nervous. I love that guy.
Yeah, no, it definitely, intrigued me. And then I actually, it was one of the kind of longer action adventure games that could keep my attention.
That original picture's really good.
It is.
The Psyduck jumping in front.
Jumping in front of me. I almost hope it doesn't get.
Yeah.
It was one of the few games where it's like, oh, I can play this the whole way through without getting too bored or anything, which is a problem with me and kind of those longer action adventure games too.
Yeah.
Is I tend to forget that I've been playing them, and then all of a sudden it's 3 months later. Which is another reason why games like these are like appeal so much to me, right?
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but yeah, then it was PS2, and then it's just I've been in PlayStation ever since. I don't think I got the Wii, but I never got the GameCube.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't stay too committed to Nintendo after the N64.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look at that duck.
Yeah, it's a good Psyduck.
Come on. Yeah,
It's bigger. It's better posed somehow.
it's bigger. It's better.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, you crushed it.
Excellent. I just got lucky with that one.
Now your thing stopped, and then you're able to do it. God, I love the picture.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay, the pose isn't as good.
Yay. Damn right, the pose isn't good. Close.
Yes. No, we want to keep that one. It's too good.
Yes. Sigh, indeed. Yeah, you'd mentioned your parents are not technology people. They did not play the games with you.
No.
It's not out of lack of interest in your life. It's just like technology just seems to like not be a thing that they want to delve into.
No, like my mom has recently become somewhat familiar with her smartphone. Enough that she can send me messages, and
Yeah.
she knows how to use emojis now,
Oops.
which is great. And like recently she's learned how to use GIFs and stickers and stuff.
Yes.
She's all over that. Sometimes the messages still don't make sense, but she's given it her best. Like my dad still refuses to send a text message.
Yep.
Like that's how far behind he is with technology. So yeah, no, their disinterest in video games, I think, came more from their incompetence in, technology than anything, and just utter lack of desire to learn about technology.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, if we went to the arcade, like my dad would happily hop in one of those like racing simulators beside me and play racing games and stuff like that. He like pinball. He's kind of like one of those people.
Yeah. You were mentioning he's like a parlor game type of guy, so the pinball
He's
and that sort of
insane
thing.
at them all. It's like his special talent is like he's won so many like pool championships and dart championships, and he can like bowl a perfect game, no problem. That's like totally his jam.
Are you into any sort of those sorts of games?
I used to play pool a little, like when I was younger, and darts too, just because, well, my dad was always taking me to pool halls, and we had a dartboard in the house.
Right.
So, every kid wants to play with sharp things when they're around. I was pretty responsible with them, though. No injuries ever. Thank
good.
goodness. But yeah, no, it's not something that really stuck. I like never had a natural knack for them the way my dad did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those were games that we would more play as a family, especially bowling. Like bowling was definitely the big family thing we did together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone in my family is good at bowling.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what else? And then card games were big when I was growing up.
Yeah, you're a card game family. I've known some families like that. We were not one, but like a reason to gather around the table that's not just food is always nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was pretty good at catching on to the card games, and me and my dad, like, especially loved Rummy. And so, it's the Jigglypuff song.
Yeah.
Too cute. I love them. But yeah, he taught me how to play Rummy, and on Sunday mornings, because my mom often worked on the weekends, it's like we would get up and eat breakfast and play a game or two of Rummy together.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. So they weren't against playing games with me.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to play video games with me.
Yeah, and they're not against media. They watch TV constantly.
Oh, yeah, no.
Just...
They weren't those parents. They had absolutely zero concern about how much time I spent in front of a screen. Like, they did not care.
Same.
Yeah, if anything, it was like less time they had to, worry about what I was doing, so...
No, that kind of paints the picture of the household. Not in a bad way, just in like, that's what it is, because it's similar to my household.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty common, especially amongst, kids from our generation, kids born in, the early mid-90s.
Yeah.
Who are kind of just growing up. Like, their parents didn't have any of this technology. It's just emerging as we're growing up. And especially amongst kids with, like, working-class families.
I was going to say, kids in our generation and kids in our tax bracket.
Exactly. That's exactly it, yeah. Because, like, my mom works in a grocery store, and my dad is a truck driver. And neither of them have ever, they're manual laborers.
Yeah.
They've never had the opportunity to learn about technology, and they've never had the need to use it for their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were always really, like, supportive of me doing it. I remember my other best friend. Everyone's my best friend.
You're good at making friends. I keep telling you that.
I just don't want to offend any of them. Ooh.
A tie.
A tie? What do you do then? Oh, you get to pick.
Yeah, I just didn't. Wow, that was
Yeah.
a weird twist because I lost 10 points and then they doubled it. And whoa.
That's fun.
New picture.
Yeah. I like the new one better anyways.
Good. Your other best friend.
Oh, yeah. So, and my other best friend, Jamie, her parents did work in technology. Her dad's like a really fun guy and also just like a huge nerd. We used to go after their parents divorced, which is kind of bleak, but we used to go to his house all the time and play GTA because he had like all the video games.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm going to redo the beach.
Yes. Fine.
I like the beach.
Who doesn't? Beach, go catch a wave. Or whatever the hell she says.
What?
Nicki Minaj. Starships? Ugh.
That's like such an old reference that it's like, even if I did get it, it's like, how would you expect me to remember that?
Whenever I think of beach, I always think of that song. Doesn't everyone? Oh, gosh.
I'm just being mean to the Pika. Go, follow them. Yes. There you are.
Sweet.
Oh, I'm too far away. I tried to implement that way too late. Oh, yes. Get that Lapras. But yeah, her family was like really early adopters of having like a home PC. And so I remember one day, like specifically, that my parents came over to visit her family. And then they were like, oh yeah, a computer is like so great and so necessary and is the future and like all of that stuff. And you should definitely get your kid a computer. And then they were like a little skeptical of that, I would say. But eventually they caved and they got me one.
Aww.
So yeah, not super anti-technology, but not super up to date on it.
Well, that's fair. And that's how you get into it from the friends and other people you know.
Exactly. Your friends with more money than you.
Exactly. Because my parents weren't against technology either. It was the more of we didn't have the money for anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, and that's half the reason I was also, like, a late adopter of so many consoles.
Yeah.
Was just you had to wait for that kind of a butt. No, I want to get your front.
Adorable.
Dang it. Missed it. Try beat your Kangaskhan.
Not gonna happen.
I feel like something's supposed to happen in
Yeah,
this
that's
pool.
what I thought too.
But it never
like-
does.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm really excited about. Another one coming out is that this was such a good idea, but there was really limited capabilities, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it had a pretty limited budget
Probably.
back in the day. So to get one that will just have so many more features, so many more Easter eggs, all that stuff. That's exciting.
Yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to that one. I want to see what's going on.
I heard it, and it's going, So many lappies. Why didn't that close one come this time? Rude.
You didn't do a good job, I guess.
I'm not even going to, opt into using any of these. Okay. Oh, that one's cute.
That was cute. The other one had a better face, though.
Meh. Yeah, because they just hit it, and it's confused.
Oh,
Oh, that one's super cute.
not centered, though. Oh!
They just keep getting cuter. What is going on?
That's very good.
Okay, which one should I use?
That one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think it'll win, though?
It's more centered than the other one, so it definitely helps.
Okay.
Its pose is good. I
Dang,
like it.
that's cute. Oh, what's he doing in this one? He looks like he's doing a little dance. Doo-doo. Cute. Yeah. Steps. All right. I'm
at the
going
club.
to use that one because he's fun. All right, that's it.
Hey, folks, if you're enjoying this podcast, Being to Media has another new podcast I think you'll love. It's called Do We Like, and I co-host it along with my partner, Robyn. Robyn, do you want to explain the show?
Thanks, Eric. Hi, I'm Robyn, co-host of Do We Like, a podcast where Eric and I debate common people, places, and things to decide if we like them or need to leave them. Join us each week as we debate controversial topics like pickles, underwear, bubble tea, and Queen Elizabeth I. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, or come find us at dowelike.com.
Alrighty, so we got to the PS2.
Yes.
You played GTA and that sort of thing.
Right.
Moving forward from there, you're in your teens, Kingdom Heart, da-da-da.
One heart. a
Kingdom
singular
Heart, yes.
The Kingdom of Heart.
Exactly. Goofy has to open the dark portal or whatever.
That's only in the newest one.
Well,
Don't give away spoilers.
what does he have to do in the old one?
I don't remember. Just follow you around.
Saying Gorsh.
Yeah. He's supposed to be Donald's magic. I think he's supposed to be like the high defense character.
Oh, he's the tank.
Yeah.
I would not picture Goofy
Yeah,
as
I
the
think
tank.
he's supposed to be your healer. He's actually not
Okay,
bad
he's
at
the
it. I
healer.
got frustrated at Donald a lot more than Goofy. Yeah.
Silly.
But yeah, so in my teen years, I played Kingdom Hearts, obviously. And I would say that like my involvement in video games was really on and off. Like I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it was steady. It kind of depended who I was hanging out with, which, kind of changed a lot year from year, as
Yeah.
it kind of does when you're a teen. But I do have to say, I don't think I ever dated a boy who didn't play video games. I don't know what
Lucky
that
you.
says about me, but yeah, so if I was dating someone, I usually played video games a lot because they did.
Yeah.
I guess, I was like obsessed with going to arcades. And I guess like I always had been. Casey's dad took us a lot when we were younger to Rutgers, which is like a local chain that is now since shut down.
I thought Rutgers is still around. Oh,
And
no.
it's around in Saskatoon. It's
Right.
shut down here.
Yes.
Yeah. And and then I used to go a ton when I was like 14 and 15 because I loved DDR.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what we're getting to.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about that. DDR and the arcades. I actually didn't know much about the arcade thing.
Right. So it's like I started going to arcades again kind of as a teen after a while of just, not because we got too old for our parents to take us, because I became friends with a guy who was just really, really into DDR. And so I started like going with him to hang out at the arcade and playing myself. And then I got really into it as well. And after a while, I was going pretty much every weekend, right? I participated in like the local DDR tournament and I didn't do too bad. I could never get the hang of like doing tricks or anything like that. But I could do like a lot of the songs on heavy mode and whatever came after heavy sometimes. I no longer remember. But yeah, I would play for like hours every weekend, like an entire 8-hour day just spent playing DDR.
Oh.
As you can imagine, I was a really frickin' skinny teenager.
Did you have like the towel around your neck?
No, I never did that.
You didn't have the towel. Did you have like gloves for hanging onto the bar?
No, I didn't. I did not hang on the bar. We made fun of people who did that. Yeah.
I thought that was pro strats. You're telling me that's baby mode?
No, people often do it. Like, okay, it's kind of like there's two kind of players, right? There's the players who are just like obsessed with doing the fastest songs possible.
Yes.
And they're often bar huggers, right?
Yes.
But it's like people who like, want to do songs that are fun and have some style and a beat to them and stuff. Like, you're not going to hug the bar for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like a lot of those players were like trick players. They could do spins. They would like get down on their hands and knees and almost like play like breakdancing. Yeah.
Could they do
I could never get that good, but I knew one guy who was like phenomenal at it. He could play both pads at once.
I was going to ask, can they do the double pads?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So that was always really cool to watch. But anyways, since I was there so much, when I was 15, they gave me a job.
Cool.
And then I worked there for about a year or a year and a half. And then it shut down because it was very poorly managed.
To say the least, yes.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, and then, kind of DDR went out of vogue and it wasn't so popular anymore. And the kind of the crowd of friends I made and bonded with over it kind of like, dissipated. We all kind of went our own ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I very briefly got a job at Safeway, which I hated. Absolutely hated. So I left that and I got a job at Laser Quest.
Yeah.
Which was another thing I spent a lot of time doing as a kid because I lived next door to it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where it's like, and it only cost, I think, $7 a round at that time, right? So it's like, you save up your allowance and then you walk next door and go to the Laser Quest on the weekend.
Cool.
So they already knew me. I was a member. I was one of those dirty people. I had my own key fob with my name. So it never changed and stuff, right? Yeah, I was super nerd.
That's great.
I hung out with the other members and like...
Very cool, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. My favorite member was Al. His name's not really Al. I don't know what his real name is. I don't know. Like, it's... everyone calls him Alapalooza. That was his Laser Quest name.
Right.
He looked like Weird Al. And that's how he got it. We call him Alapalooza, and he was undoubtedly the best Laser Quest player in Regina, and he played tournaments around Canada, and I think he was just constantly ranked in like the top 5 or 10 players in the world. And he was just like a super, super nice guy, but then also very strange. He had been hit by lightning, so every once in a while...
What?
Yeah, so he had been hit by lightning. At one point during his life. And so he was also very good at DDR. And we had a DDR machine in the, front foyer along with some other arcade games. Yeah. And every once in a while he'd be playing any one of the arcade games, they would just like shut down because that was like the superpower he gained from being struck by lightning is that electronics malfunctioned around him all the time.
Maybe that's what made him so good at Laser Quest.
I sometimes think, wonder if that's it.
So,
but he was
he
was very skilled. It would be, rude to underestimate him. Yeah. But he's just like a character who I think I will remember my entire life. He was great. He was so nice.
That's sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, so then I got a job there, and that kind of kept me in the, arcade world a bit because they had the games there as well. Yeah, and then eventually I left that job. And then I was going to say, I guess that was the end of my jobs in gaming. But after Laser Quest, I got a job at Blockbuster.
Right.
Where you could take home 10 free games every week.
That's so many.
It was so great. It was so unnecessary.
Yes.
There's no reason for that at all. But yeah, so I definitely, it was 10 games or movies.
Right.
So I obviously used it a lot more for movies. But I got to play a lot of games that way, too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of want to double back to something. What is a DDR tournament like? Do you remember what the details are? Was this not an official, but was it well produced at all, or was it just a group of people showed up?
So they actually did a pretty decent job of it, being a tournament, but it wasn't like it would pale in comparison to any sort of tournament that you would see for gaming now, I think.
Yeah.
And it was it's like a qualifying tournament. So it's not a huge finals or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it was sponsored by Red Bull.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See, that's something. That's something right there.
Yeah, exactly. It was sponsored by Red Bull. Or everyone who was competing got their own number and their own t-shirt.
Cool.
Yeah. Where? What? Hello? Oh, there's the things. Down. I'm already at a Bulbasaur. I want to hit it. Ugh. I have terrible aim. There.
You mean a Ditto?
A Didosaur. Yeah, and, it was 1-versus-1 tournaments.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's you each have to play the same song on the ssame difficulty with the same modifiers.
Right.
The same modifiers on. All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it was just a bracketed tournament that way.
Yeah.
And I believe I didn't do bad, but I definitely didn't place.
Is there any ringer that came out, or is it most people you knew or have seen around?
No, it was all people I knew.
Fair.
100%. Yeah. Some of them would be around more than others.
Yeah.
On a regular basis, but it's you have to go into practice, right? And we had maybe one of 4 DDR machines in the city at the arcade I worked in. So I, definitely had seen all of them at least once or twice before.
I was just hoping for that sitcom moment of the old guy that you see walking the streets, and he shows up and he crushes a DDR, and then he walks into the sunset. You never see him again.
No, nothing that cool. There was one guy who came in a Darth Vader costume, but he was super lame and creepy, and tried to hit on me.
Oh boy.
And then Casey purposely got in the way just as much as she possibly could.
I'm glad you got your
she got
support.
my back.
Yep.
Too far up.
Whoa.
There, just all of them off of that bird. Just 20 pictures of that one bird. I feel like that's the way you get the best pictures.
Definitely.
Is just play around with the intention of... Oh, I got no Jigglypuffs. Look
That's fine. They're all dead now.
Yeah. With the intention of just getting one good picture.
Yeah. Burst photography. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Set your shutter to burst, go nuts, and then look at them afterwards.
That bird's coming.
Oh shit. Oh Lord, he's coming. Oh.
But yeah, so that's really what it was like. It's a very sweaty and a very smelly tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thinking of how kind of dank Rutgers already was with all the metal and old machines around, and then you just add a bunch of teens sweating.
Oh my god, yeah. That place always smelled. One time we accidentally sprayed bear spray in it.
What? How do you accidentally... What?
Well, someone got bear spray.
Uh-huh.
I don't, they decided this was a good self-defense. I mean, it wasn't in a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
They're like, this is going to be our getting mugged protection because someone got mugged.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they decided they wanted to... Photo.
It's very big, so it's good.
Oh, that's so good. What a dumb face. I'm in love with that. Okay. Use that one, too.
Huge.
They decided to get it, and then they wanted to test it, and then they sprayed the littlest spray, and it devastated the whole building.
Yeah.
We had to, evacuate everyone out.
Great. I love it.
Yep. Yeah, no, working at an arcade is always a ridiculous time.
I mean, it sounds fun. See, you got such cool jobs.
I was lucky, yeah. I feel like most kids are, forced to work in, fast food services and stuff like that.
Fast food, gas station, or if you're lucky, retail.
Yeah.
The other stuff is so bad.
Then I was like, nah.
No, I'm good. I'll do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Work in an arcade, and then watch it die, and then work at a Laser Quest, and then later watch it die.
I had a very, you can't get it if you don't ask mentality, so I always applied for all the cool jobs.
That's smart.
But it's also, the other thing is I had relationships there. Yes. And that always 100% helped. The people at Laser Quest already knew me.
Yeah.
They knew I knew how to play the game. I'd say with the people at Rutgers, it was before I was working there, if the DDR machine wasn't working or it was eating our coins or something, they already threw me the keys to fix it. So, yeah, if you want to work somewhere cool, you just linger there until they give you a job. That's my advice.
I don't know. Since this is a gaming focused podcast, I'm gonna say don't do that because there's already way too much of that. Just be friendly, be nice, and then leave when you should. Unless you're there playing DDR, if you're doing something, then go nuts.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it depends on your workplace.
But if you're just showing up at someone's office.
Yeah, just get a cup of coffee and go sit outside the Google office because you want a job at Google. That's not going to work.
Just start roaming around, get onto the campus.
Okay, the size is better, but he's not as special.
No, it's not going to work out.
Ugh.
They love that singing pose.
Damn. Fine. Oh, it's so good. I wish you could save more than one.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you can in the new one.
I imagine you'd be able to. You at least take a screenshot with your Switch.
Wow, we have no good shots of coughing.
What are you talking about? It's photos of me.
But yeah, so I guess I've had a lot of gaming and gaming adjacent jobs for somebody who wouldn't consider themselves a gamer or someone who plays games regularly.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about finding the right kind for me. Again, a game that's about dancing is oh, that is, a great alternative to one where you just shoot people or hit them with swords or sticks or whatever,
Yep.
you're usually doing.
Makes a lot of sense.
That Jinx looks like it's dabbing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say before.
Yes, dabbing Jinx. Not as big, though.
No. Not as anything.
Okay, let's see this burb. Took so many burb. Oh, that one's full frontal, though.
Full frontal pays off.
It does.
Every time.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dang. But yeah, and then I guess, adulthood came, and I mean, adulthood just really tears into your time to play video games.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're an arcade person like I am.
Did you like the barcades that you went to when you were in New York?
I did, although it's just I wish that they had, a better variety of games. That arcade didn't have any rhythm games.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pinball and a lot of kind of just kind of really old arcade games, arcade platformers and stuff like that. Yeah, Windjammers wasn't bad.
Oh, Windjammer's so good.
But yeah, it would have been cool for them to update a bit, but I also get that it's you're a bar in New York and you don't want a bunch of expensive equipment in for patrons to fuck with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to have the main ones. You can't really get esoteric. And all those rhythm machines especially seem hard to upkeep.
They are. They're so insanely hard. When I was working at Rutgers, we had one guy who just like knew how to take it apart and fix the sensors in the pads and stuff. And that helped us out a lot. But without it, yeah, such a hard game to upkeep.
Yeah. Yep. R.I.P. arcades.
Yeah.
It was fun, guys. It's like a fun activity still. I do enjoy that. Just heading out and grabbing some coins from the machine and then playing some random games.
Yeah, they also just feel like they've gotten extraordinarily expensive.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, there is... the price goes up on everything. I get it.
That's inflation for you.
Yeah, everything's inflated. But I still just am like, in my head, expecting a token costs 25 cents. A game costs 1 to 2 tokens.
Yeah.
But that's not it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that pretty much catches me up to you knowing me.
Yep.
That's weird. Do you have to, like, save? Oh, that's such a bad photo.
That's a great photo. They're all kissing.
Oh, that's like that weird Pidgey photo that became, like, impossible to beat.
Yeah, it's absolutely dead center.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's just, like, the perfect Pidgey photo.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sexy Gyarados. Licking his lips. That's classic.
Giving those bedroom eyes.
I feel like that was one of the ones that we beat and then went, no, we're keeping this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great photos.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah. The perfect photo of the thing behind it. I forget what the thing behind it is.
The cloister.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a picture of Cloister, not Psyduck.
Oh my god.
It's so perfect.
Yeah. I was so excited when I saw the picture because I'm like, finally a good picture of Psyduck. And then it tells me that that's a picture of Cloister. That's bullshit.
Aye, indeed. But yeah, we'll start wrapping it up here. Thanks for sharing your stories. You got anything to promote, Robyn?
We do run a podcast together.
What's the name of that podcast?
That podcast is called Do We Like?
Where can we find that?
You can find it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's at Do We Like Podcast. And then you can also find it at www.dowelike.com.
Alrighty. Yes, Robyn and I host a podcast where we debate things to find out if we should like them or leave them.
Silly things like pickles.
And avocados. And
It's
other
good.
non-food items as well.
Just food. Green foods in particular.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're running out. Please help. Anyways, thanks for being on the show, Robyn.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for sharing your stories. I appreciate it. And that's another personal history of games for the folks at home. Thank you for listening. Thank you for also watching. That part gets cut into the video version.
Very good.
And we'll see you next time on the personal history of games. Goodbye.
Bye.
You can hear more of the personal history of games on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. If you enjoyed this episode and want to help us out, please leave us a rating and review. For updates, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at PHOGPod, or check out our website at personalhog.com. The show is hosted and produced by Eric Kanius, executive produced by Robyn Lands. Do We Like is brought to you by Beamed Media, a Canadian podcast network.